president insisted that the travel ban on South Africa doesn't punish them and neighboring countries, but South Africa's leaders say it does. How long does the White House envision that travel ban staying in place?
We will continue to assess it. I would say that the objective here is not to punish, it is to protect the American people. As you just heard the president say, this is not going to prevent, it is going to delay. And that delay is going to help us have necessary time to do the research by our health and medical teams to get more people vaccinated and get more people boosted. And he is always going to err on the side of protecting the American people. I would note that the difference between South Africa and European countries is that there are already hundreds, if not thousands, of cases of the new variant in South Africa, and not as many, much a lower number at this point in Europe. But we will continue to assess what steps we need to take to protect the American people.
Are you imposing any new testing or tracing on Americans or green card holders who come from those Southern African countries once they get here?
Well, we already have stringent requirements in place, as you know, a requirement of vaccinations, a vaccination requirement, and individuals need to be tested 3 days in advance, within 3 days, I should say, of traveling. I don't have any additional requirements or restrictions to preview aside from the current restrictions on travel from certain countries.
There's a trip to Minnesota tomorrow by the president. You have all said that you're going to continue aggressively traveling and selling Build Back Better, the infrastructure plan. Is there any talk of restricting his travel or his movements at all in the coming weeks?
There is none planned at this point, and obviously we can continue to assess, but we have every intention of moving forward with our plan to sell the President's Build Back Better agenda, and obviously he is a pivotal player in that.
And on Build Back Better, given that Congress is back, what's the plan this week in terms of White House engagement with the Senate? And to Republicans who say that this is something that could contribute to inflation, I think there was one Senate Republican who called him the Mad Hatter for pushing for this at a time when inflation is off the hook. What would you say to that?
Well, on the first piece, I would tell you that our team, senior White House officials, have been in close touch already over the last several days on moving our Build Back Better agenda forward. We had some of our senior officials meeting with the budget committee over the last several days. I think they had 2 meetings over the last several days. We had a number of our senior White House officials meeting with Leader Schumer's team last night. So I can assure you we are moving forward full speed to get this done, and we expect action on it in the coming weeks. We will continue to press for that. For anyone who's criticizing, I would say that the way, and we saw, I would say, in recent weeks, even with the votes of Republicans, every Republican in the House went on the record voting against steps that many economists have said would ease inflation. They voted to raise taxes essentially on middle-class families, voted for higher child care, prescription drug, and elder care costs, despite claiming they agree inflation and costs are a problem. So we're out there. Democrats in Congress are out there, many of them. We welcome Republican support, I will continue to say, taking steps to lower costs. We know that Build Back Better will start cutting child care costs in half in 2022, make preschool free for many families starting in 2022, lead to the construction of additional housing units starting in 2022. What is the Republican plan for lowering costs, for addressing inflation, something they are very concerned about, but they don't seem to have any solutions for? I don't know what the Mad Hatter reference is, but that feels like it's more applicable.